Peace and power, family. You're now multidimensionally tuned in. The title of this video is going to be about reptilians. And let me give you a rundown of what reptilian beings are, okay? First things first, reptilian beings are lighter density beings, okay? They are more like spiritual beings. And what do I mean? They're more spiritual in nature, okay? And they can't exist on this density that we exist in, because this density is more, is dense, okay? Look at this. So this is how it works, okay? You must understand that, the universal code for this realm we live in is, energy, frequency, and vibration, basically. Energy, frequency, vibration, okay? So you must get it that, according to densities, right? It is first energy, okay, then it is vibrations, and then it's frequency, okay? So frequency reigns supreme. Frequency reigns supreme, okay? So frequency is what you can use to manipulate all the different realms, okay, even beyond this earth, and going further, okay? But what am I saying in essence now? Matter is synonymous to energy, the soul is synonymous to vibrations, and then the spirit is synonymous to frequencies. So now reptilians, are more on that spirit level, okay? That spirit frequency of that spirit frequency, okay? So they can't physically exist as beings here, okay? So they have to use beings here on this platform to carry out their agendas, okay? So here's how it works. Many of us right now, like me and you, we have reptilian genetics in our bodies, okay? We are part reptilian, okay? And this is no joke. We have good reptilians, we have bad reptilians, but you must understand we are part reptilian. We have reptilian genetics, and this is what gives us that ability to be able to shape shift. And I mean by shape shifting, I don't necessarily mean physically shape shifting, I mean mentally shape shifting, okay? The ability to maybe want to form other people's ideas and thought forms, the ability to maybe want to form other people's the way other people think, the ability to blend into other people's behavioral characteristics. This is a reptilian trait that we have, okay? Mutability, the ability to be mutable in your way of thinking and your way of behavior, okay? Because first things first, the mind, this body is our spaceship, okay? And the mind the mind is like the driving seat of this spaceship. So you must understand that shape-shifting, right, doesn't necessarily mean maybe the way you see the movie, someone just forms and turns into something else. No, all this shape-shifting actually goes on in the brain. The brain is actually the mind is the real how do I put this now? The mind is what really, control the mind and you control the vehicle, right? You feel me? So the mind is what starts the whole foundation of what shape-shifting is in whole. So basically now these beings are very logical in nature, okay? They are more logical. So reptilians have infiltrated the whole political system, entertainment system, if you want to call it, put it how you want, but you're not going to physically see a reptilian being, okay? What's going to happen is that you they've manipulated the whole system, right, to the point where now this is how these beings work, okay? First things first, these beings, they can only use more left brain, more consciously aware individuals like Caucasian people, okay? You feel me? As compared to using more subconsciously aware individuals like black people in quotes. And now the difference between Caucasian and black people is just the spectrum of light. Caucasians are the lightest spectrums of beings. Black people are the darkest spectrum of beings according to the spectrum of light. In between we have the Asians, the Afro-Asiatic, which are the Indians, and the black people. Summary is just like from darkness to lightness. So the more dark you are, the more right-brained you will be. This is why you see black people are more creative, okay? We creative art, dance, crafts, all right? This is the realm that black people exist in, because black people have more presence of more of that soul energy in excess, all right? You feel me? Now Caucasian people on the other hand are more logical, okay? More logical because they have more of that spirit. So this is where if you hear someone who tells you why people don't have souls or something, no, it's just to a degree, okay? But then if you're black in color, all right, this gives you more presence of the the water. Soul presents itself in the form of water, so this gives you more ability to take shape on form in things that involve using the soul. But now, so what happens now? This is the polarity of things. If you're a black being, this gives you more access to doing creative things in nature. You're more right brain, so you're more creatively constructive and less consciously constructive, less logically constructive, okay? So we find it difficult to make sense of things exactly, but we find it easier to create things, and create things, create forms, dance, music, and things of that nature. So that's more likely like just I won't say not making sense, of course making sense of things, but then more in a creative way. But lighter shaded beings, okay, beings that are lighter in the color spectrum are more logical. So they are more logical, more good at things that have to do with mathematics, more good at things that have to do with making sense of things, like creating gadgets, creating things, creating solutions, and solving problems easier. It's easier for them to solve problems than for them to do creative things. Okay, so now this is the polarity. So you see, one has one that one does not have. So what happens, what makes this in essence is, like I said earlier, we have energy, vibration, and frequency. Okay, so energy is matter. Energy is matter now. So reptilian beings cannot exist in matter's form, okay, because they had to skip that process. They had to skip the process of that matter formation. They had to skip the process of the soul. They skipped the soul because this is it. Is spirit first, okay? Spirit, that's frequency. Boom. Soul, vibration. They couldn't get the soul part correctly, okay? So now, boom, so they can't manifest into matter. So the only way that they can now be able to use that frequency intelligence, because these beings are super intelligent. So the only way that they can use to manipulate to take form in this third density, right, is by using a being that is logically compatible with their own system of processing and analyzing things. This is why they use the Caucasian being. Do you get the point? You get the point. So first things first, right? If you want to be void of being susceptible to the controls of a reptilian being, right, you must understand that first things first, before I say this, reptilians, right, are more left brain beings, okay? They are more left brain controlling, okay? So this is why they want to control you. If you want to be under the control of a reptilian being, don't get me wrong, if you're a black colored being, this doesn't mean that you can't be, if you're a black and African being, basically this doesn't mean you can't still be controlled. No, if you use more of your left brain, this makes you very susceptible to being controlled by the frequencies of a reptilian's way of analyzing things and their logic. Now, if you're more right brained, right, if you're more if you're more left brain, reptilians can hack. If you're more right brains, grays can take a place, okay? Grays. Grays. So now this is just the balance, okay? So it's like so you must understand that grays are more like the creative you can call them extraterrestrial beings or whatever, interdimensional beings, whatever you want to call them, but they can't take place or take form in this 3D without the influence of they can't take form without the influence of using beings, okay, using physical beings, which are us humans, which exist in vehicles here. So the only way that you can now make yourself to be void from the manipulation of these beings is by knowing how to use your left and right brain, which is becoming what do you call that thing again? What's it called when you can use your left hand and your right hand to maybe write? Axo. And I forgot the name of that thing, but basically, right? So in order for you to know how to be ambidextrous, rather, that's the keyword, ambidextrous. So being ambidextrous means that you know how to use your left hand for activities and right hand, and in turn this makes you know how to use your left brain and right brain, okay? You feel me? For example, if you're a musician, all right, if you do things like music, if you play the keyboard, play the piano, this would make you to be this will delve you more away from, or rather not away, but then included from being the more left brain, which most people are now, to now being left brain and right brain. You feel me? So like this is one of the ways where this will make you extremely beyond, and it will make you vibrate to the extent at which they can control you. Because first things first, for reptilians to take to control the world system today, which they have done through politicians, entertainers, and all these people who had to give their their willpower and their will access to be used by these beings in order in exchange for things like finances and money and things of that nature. For them to do these things, they had to first of all start slowly by changing the system of first things first, which we used to telepathically communicate, didn't we? But now we we now logically communicate. We write English. So that English language is like an alpha beta language that can be converted into frequency that can be understood in higher densities, which is now ranging from the solid to the liquid to the gases. And the gaseous form, once again, is from the body, to the from the body to the soul to the spirit. So reptilian beings based on the spirit. Okay, this is why they are more four-dimensional beings. They are not exclusively third-dimensional beings. They can't be third-dimensional beings without the willing power that humans give them to take access of and control of them to the frequency states that we exist in. So first things first, if your brain actually lives more in an alpha beta frequency state, this is where they can manipulate you. Okay, so first things first, they're like low vibrational entities, all right, because they can't take form here. Once again, the only forms they have here are like lizards, snakes, and lizards, snakes, and more like cold-blooded animals, because they didn't go through. Check lizards, snakes, check all the cold-blooded reptilian animals. They don't have a complete process of, should I say, like a biological metamorphosis. Basically, like they don't have a complete process of let me just say, they don't have that. They're just the weirdest animals of all other animals in this world. And what I mean by weird, let me be more elaborate. What I mean is that they're not they don't their blood is just different, man. I mean, like, they don't have blood and things of that nature. So this makes them, they don't have a complete system of metamorphosis. Let me just put that in summary, okay? You feel me? And like I said, once again, if you want to understand how reptilians work, they are shapeshifters, and this is something that is explained to us very clearly through nature. For example, chameleons are reptilian animals, right? Take note. Chameleons are shape-shifting animals. They shape-shift because that is the ability that was reading onto them, by that's the nature's way of showing you the reptilian nature. You can keep a chameleon on my keyboard right now. The chameleon can turn to black in some minutes. Keep the chameleon on my book. Chameleon can turn to white in some minutes. So this is like the nature of reptilian beings, in summary. Okay, you feel me? But yeah, basically this is how they exist. How you feel me? So in summary, they are spiritual beings. Okay, and I'm not trying to be racist or anything. Okay, this is just, you just need to understand that is the nature of the reality we live in. Okay, so when we say we have reptilians and greys, one being is more, they are both higher frequency beings, but one being is more left brain and has the ability to logically influence this system, and one brain is more right brain. All right, you feel me? So it's really something to look into, and it's very interesting to see how you feel me. But once again, if you use both your brains, you're more powerful than these entities, for real. You feel me? What else didn't I say, man? We have good reptilians and bad reptilians, man. And they don't have a soul. They are spirit beings that don't have a soul. Okay, you feel me? Which means they only exist in the realm of frequency. For example, if you dream right now, right? If you dream, you can meet reptilian beings in your dream. All right? What the reptilians can actually use people. Okay, so reptilians use people. Like, I've seen reptilians in real life here and in dreams. Like, the more consciously aware you become of the things that present yourself to you in society, you start to realize that reptilians are actually around you. A reptilian might be living on your streets, might be living on the next street. Like, how do you know? Okay, what do I mean? I mean that beings that have this lifestyle of scamming, lifestyle of cheating, lifestyle of wanting to just take control and manipulate people and things of that nature, these are extreme reptilian traits. Because first things first, shape-shifting starts with the mind. So know the kind of mental traits that they use. This is how you can tell, basically, right? And you mostly find these people in the political industry, in the music industry, in the entertainment scenes and things of that nature, because it has a lot to do with shape-shifters and actors and things of those nature. But anyways, yeah. And yeah, but basically that's it. That's in summary, right? This is how you tell reptilian beings are, how you feel me, they exist. And in dreams, once again, which I was about to say right now, in dreams, they appear more in dreams because dreams are the spiritual realm. Dream is more like the frequency realm. When you dream, you go to the frequency realm. All right, you go to the frequency realm. Here you are. Here, this is the realm of a solid. All right, it's more like solid and vibration. Okay, so when you dream, what separates us from the reptilian, what separates us from the frequency realm is the vibration realm. So we have the solid realm, the vibration realm, and the frequency realm. So more like the matter realm. All right, the matter realm. More like the more like what was it? The matter realm, the soul realm, and the spirit realm. So the soul realm is what separates us from the reptilians. The reptilians and the spirit we were in the matter realm, you feel me? So when you dream, you go to the spirit realm. That is what happens. That's what the basic meaning of going to the spirit realm when you dream. So when you dream, you go to the spirit realm, and then these beings now can fully take look into maybe your mom. They can come and meet you as your mom and try and get information from you off of your mom through left brain related things. So when you see someone come to you in your dream and try and maybe speak English to you, they come to your dream and they try and talk to you logically, or they try and basically try to make sense. And when I mean make sense, it's direct sense, like, you know, let's say, how are you today? What are you doing? Please, can you tell me that thing about... Bro, that's a fucking reptilian. I don't give a fuck what you want to say, because the way this universe is actually constructed, the way dreams are meant to work is that dreams are meant to be this universe, that the original order, and from ancients and thousands, if not millions of years, basically, the way this world has been working is through ideograms and ideograms, basically. So we've always been communicating through ideographical expression. So and the way, you know, a being you can know who is not a reptilian communicates to you is through telepathy, right? You just see once you don't necessarily hear people talking in dreams, do you? You don't. You just remember that an energetic signature was registered to you, and you saw who registered the energetic signature, and it's really like, it's okay. But when you see someone speaking English, this is how it works. So this is one of the ways you can tell a reptilian being coming to you in the fourth dimension, more like the astral plane, more like the spirit plane. Okay, so this is how I know. And this is why they can't even really try and fuck with me anymore, because I know who the fuck they are. You feel me? Like, it's really simple. Okay, you feel me? So once again, you must understand, training how to use more of your right brain. We live in a society that has been taken over by reptilian ways and vices, so that we can be, once again I said, in the vibration, so that we can be susceptible to the manipulations of these entities. So taking over, learning to use our right brain to be more creative, to be more musically inclined. Okay, you feel me? You know, and to be more empathetically inclined as well, more like right brain things, creativity, you know, looking at things with a sense of coloring and all those type of things, you know, understanding psychic, you know, ways of communication and understanding. This would delve us more into a subconscious mentality. Okay, now we become more subconscious than conscious. Okay, you feel me? And basically, subconscious doesn't mean unconscious, don't get me wrong. Subconscious is actually very powerful as compared to conscious, but both of them are just polarities, just like the sun and the moon. Once again, the sun, reptilians cannot take the sun. Okay, they can't take the sun. Okay, so this is why they need beings that use the sun to take form here. They can't take the sun. They miss that step. So the animals that they shapeshifted, they are like snakes. You know, snakes have pineal glands, don't they? Reptilians have pineal glands. Okay, reptilians are highly advanced, intelligent beings. That even till now, I'm still looking like, what the fuck are these beings? You feel me? But yeah, that's what they are, man. Reach your true God self, and then these beings can't fuck with you, man. It's just low frequency thing. The reason why you feel they have power, these things are powerless as motherfuckers. The reason why you feel they have power is because, you know, you live in their system. This is the system that they constructed. But now you know the cheat codes. Delve more into your right brain way of understanding things. Delve more into your creative way of understanding things. Delve more into an ideographic way of understanding things and understanding symbols, colors, and, you know, color representations and things of that nature. And you beat this motherfucking alpha, beta frequency things. Understand more about theta and gamma frequencies of communication. Okay. For example, now delving more into like I'm Igbo, okay? If I go more into my Igbo ways of communication, we used to speak, we used to write in ideograms, and the method of linguistics that we use are more delta and theta like. So these are frequency vibrations that can't tune into or can't be understood or interpreted by these reptilian creatures. You understand? So it's actually real. So when you Africans go talking and they do, these are those frequency vibrations that reptilians cannot, you know, understand and things of that nature. But anyways, man, with that being said, I just want to make sure I touch everything that I want to say about reptile beings. That is true. So you cannot see them taking shape and form here physically. They have to borrow a form through four-dimensional manipulation to this 3D, because they can't take a body. We are very powerful, man. This third density, we're extremely powerful. They can never make it. They can't understand it, so they have to manipulate. So fam, in summary, don't fear no goddamn reptilian. All right, you are more powerful than them because this is a dimension they can't exist in, but they want to take control of, and they've been starting an agenda and been plotting that shit gradually through your elites that they've made exchange and deals with in exchange for favor, money, finances, and help, and all those things of that nature. So it's a very real thing. All right, you must pay attention to people who are tricksters. All right, these are reptilian related genetics people. These are people that have a trait of reptilians. They are real. Your best friend might be a reptilian, man. Oh shit. It's really a higher consciousness level to understanding these things, but this is just my take on what I think about reptilians. Okay, you feel me? Yeah, and they're fucking weak once again, man. If you like, just train your understand how to understand things in a hieroglyphical, in an ideographical way of communication, and these beings can't affect you. You feel me? So once again, this is not a racial thing. I'm not here cussing saying because you're white that means that you're a reptilian. No, if you're a white being, it only means that you're easier to be used by a reptilian being because you are more conscious, logically aware. Okay, you're more logically aware, right? You're not telepathically, rather ideographically, aware, or hieroglyphically, basically, right? So that's the reason why it's easy to use a white person, okay? But then a black person, on the other hand, is not easy to be used. So in order to control a black race, you have to use the white race. These spirit beings has to use their frequency, which exists in all the dimensions, has to use the frequency to manipulate the white race, to manipulate the black race, and then take globalist control. This is why black people around the world are more like suppressed, because they can't necessarily be directly controlled, so they have to be suppressed by a white government. All right, you feel me? Once again, this is not a racial thing. This is just the truth that you need to know. This is just everything, the reality this is just the merged reality of why we are in such a bondage globally. All right, you feel me? So it's like everybody, white people, black people, we're all in this control shit too. You feel me? But like the reason why it's different for blacks, once again, is because they can't be directly controlled necessarily with like frequency vibrations, so they have to be sub-controlled by their own kind, right? All of us are one. We are all humans, humankind. Like, we're all human beings, you feel me? We're all in humankind, but it's just different spectrums, meaning that one is less solar beings. We have the solar beings and the lunar beings. The way I see it, black beings are more solar beings, white beings are more lunar beings. Black beings can survive more in the sun, white beings can survive more in the cold, but it cannot work the other way necessarily. So like, this is the duality I used to look at these things and understand. So I'm not gonna point my finger and say, oh, you white man, I hate you, you're a bad. No, like, I understand the reality of this has nothing to do with us on this third dimension. It's very possible we can live in peace and harmony if this motherfucking reptilian creature doesn't exist and try to take over our humankind. So the best way that we can use to take and to stop this BS is to, first things first, eventually all these things are going to expose themselves along the course of the year. More people are becoming awake, so I'm glad. But the best things we can do is to first understand that the real enemy is a greater entity that is not me, who is a black person, or the white person who is, my guy here talking to. It's not no, it is a higher force that has hacked, the system of, the way life should be, hacked, the system, and is fucking with us astrologically, mentally, spiritually, on different levels with frequency, vibrations, and things of that nature. So that is the truth. That is what is happening. So this whole thing has been broken down into the political system, the police system, the government system, the media system, the news system, the entertainment system. They hacked every damn thing. You feel me? So if you're trying to look at it with your two eyes, you're not going to see nothing. You're not going to see anybody telling you, oh, okay. You're not going to see anybody telling you, oh, I'm a reptilian. No. It is only through means of frequency and maybe broadcasting mistakes that you can actually use to notice these beings. But with time proceeding on, with the sun getting hotter, with things changing in the atmosphere and things of that nature, these beings are going to be revealed. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a damn. All right, you feel me? But then, with all that being said, man, protect yourselves and tune more into understanding things with the psychical understanding and the right brain nature, because this is the only way that you can now be dual-minded and not single-minded, and being able to be used by a being that is, only logically intelligent. Peace and power, multi-dimensional, man.